Welcome to the Bookworm Duo, where we explore a variety of books. Let's get started. You ready to dive into To Die For?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
This time, David Baldacci, he throws us right into the action with former Army captain turned federal agent Travis Devine.
Okay.
And he gets pulled into a case that seems pretty straightforward at first, but but then it quickly spirals into a complex web of deceit.
You're absolutely right. On the surface, it seems like just a simple case, of a wealthy businessman, Danny Glass, facing some serious legal trouble, ICO charges. But the moment Divine gets involved, Baldacci's about to take us on a wild ride.
And that connection between Divine and Glass,
Yeah.
right, from their time in Iraq, like immediately it just throws in that first wrench.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder about their past and how it might play into the investigation.
For sure, it's that shared history that immediately raises the stakes.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, is there like a sense of loyalty there that might cloud Divine's judgment, or could it be a source of tension? And it's a question that lingers in the back of your mind as the story unfolds.
Totally. Then we're introduced to Betsy Odom. She's Glass's niece, and her parents have tragically died.
Right.
And Glass wants to adopt her, but there's already a lot of suspicion surrounding him.
Yeah.
And so it's Divine's job to make sure Betsy is safe, but he quickly realizes that things aren't as they seem.
This is where the story starts to take on that classic Baldacci feel, You have a seemingly simple situation that's quickly unraveling into something far more sinister. This apparent drug overdose of Betsy's parents, it just doesn't sit right with Divine. And the more he digs, the more red flags pop up.
Like that tense scene on the train. A mysterious woman just warns Divine to back off, making it clear that someone's watching his every move. Talk about a chilling reminder that he's stepped into a dangerous game.
Oh, yeah. It's a brilliant way to establish the high stakes and the sense of danger right from the beginning, And it immediately makes you question everyone and everything, Who is this woman? Who does she work for? And what are they willing to do to keep Divine from uncovering the truth?
Then to make things even more complicated, Divine finds his phone has been compromised, which brings in Agent Saxby from the FBI. And you can tell she's a seasoned agent. She's seen it all. But even she seems a bit on edge with this case.
Saxby adds another layer of intrigue to the story. She's clearly concerned about Betsy's safety, but there's also this sense that she doesn't fully trust Divine.
Yeah.
And it sets up this interesting dynamic between them as they're forced to work together, despite their suspicions.
Yeah. And remember that scene at the burger joint?
Yeah.
Divine spots a suspicious vehicle, and it feels like someone is always watching them.
Yeah.
This constant threat, it really underscores the danger that Divine and Betsy are in.
It's a great way to maintain that underlying tension. Baldacci masterfully uses these small, seemingly insignificant moments to remind us that Divine and Betsy are constantly in danger. And the fact that we don't know who's behind it, it just heightens the suspense.
Definitely. The danger escalates when a man named Perry Rollins, who claims to have information about Glass, is found murdered after meeting with Divine.
Wow.
So suddenly Divine is at the center of a local police investigation. And the Seattle PD, led by Detective Braddock, is not making things easy for him.
Oh, it's like a pressure cooker. With suspicion and distrust simmering beneath the surface, Divine is caught between his duty to protect Betsy and the need to unravel the truth about the Odoms, all while navigating the increasingly complicated politics of the situation.
Absolutely. And the introduction of Nate and Corey, friends of the Odoms, it throws another wrench into things. They paint this picture of a happy family living a peaceful life in Ricketts, but something about their story, it doesn't quite add up.
It reinforces this idea that nothing is as it seems in this town. Everyone has secrets, and Divine has to be incredibly careful about who he trusts. The deeper he digs, the more he uncovers about the Odoms' past and their move to Ricketts, which seems less and less like a fresh start and more like they were running from something.
For sure.
Yeah.
And just when you think you have a handle on things, Prue Jackson enters the scene, a former CIA agent from Divine's past, with her own agenda.
Yeah.
It's like Baldacci throws a grenade into the story and blows everything wide open.
Yeah, she drops some major bombshells that completely change our understanding of the story. First, she reveals some unsettling truths about Divine's past and hints at hidden forces at play. Then comes the real shocker, A dangerous domestic terrorist organization called 122465 has infiltrated various levels of government.
Talk about a twist.
Yeah.
It completely reframes the scope of the story and the level of danger involved. And just as you're trying to process that, she drops the biggest bombshell of all. Betsy is actually Danny Glass's daughter, a secret he's been protecting all these years.
It's a game changer. Suddenly, we're forced to reevaluate everything we thought we knew about Glass and his motives. Is he a heartless criminal or a desperate father trying to protect his child? The lines between good and evil become increasingly blurred, leaving you wondering who to trust and what to believe.
And with that revelation, we're plunged headfirst into the heart of this conspiracy. Remember that trip to Ricketts, this seemingly idyllic town where the Odoms lived? It's like stepping into a different world, one that's too perfect, too polished, almost unsettlingly so.
It's that unsettling perfection that immediately raises red flags. The town is way too well equipped for its size. A lavish government building, state-of-the-art police force. It's all a bit too much. It makes you question, what they're hiding and why.
Right. It's as if they're trying too hard to project this image of prosperity and safety. And the encounters with Eric and Mercedes King, the police chief and mayor, they only add to this feeling. They're polite, even helpful on the surface. But you can sense this hidden tension.
They're like carefully crafted facades, and Devine is trying to peek behind them. The way they evade questions, the subtle warnings they offer, it all suggests they know far more than they're letting on. And then there's the whole issue with the Odoms car. Impounded, inaccessible. It's like someone is deliberately trying to obstruct the investigation.
Exactly. And the missing details from the autopsy reports, they only deepen the suspicion. It's clear that there's a cover-up going on, and it reaches far beyond the local police. Then there's that cryptic warning from Mercedes King herself, hinting at a powerful organization pulling the strings, one that even the FBI should fear.
It's a chilling reminder that Devine is up against forces far greater than he initially imagined. This isn't just about uncovering the truth behind the Odoms' deaths. It's about exposing a network that operates outside the law. A network that has infiltrated the very institutions meant to protect us.
And the stakes are raised even higher when Devine is brutally attacked and kidnapped. He's beaten, thrown into a car with some very dangerous individuals who are clearly enjoying their work.
That's scary.
Talk about a high-octane escape. And let's not forget that mysterious motorcycle rider who appears out of nowhere to save Devine's life. It's like something straight out of an action film, leaving you on the edge of your seat, wondering who this enigmatic figure is and why they're helping him.
It's a classic Baldacci move, introducing a new element, a new layer of intrigue, just when you think you're starting to understand the game. It raises so many questions. Is this person friend or foe? What are their motives? And how will their involvement impact the course of the investigation?
The plot thickens even further with the disappearance of Dr. Coburn, the medical examiner who performed the Odoms autopsies. Devine's instincts tell him she knows more than she's letting on, and when he finally tracks her down, she confirms his suspicions. The autopsy reports were falsified. The Odoms didn't die from a drug overdose. They were poisoned.
It's a significant revelation. It blows the cover-up wide open, confirming that the conspiracy goes much deeper than initially thought. But it also places Dr. Coburn in immense danger, turning her into a target, someone who needs Devine's protection to stay alive.
And in a scene that sends chills down your spine, their safe house is attacked. The chaos, the explosion, it all happens so fast it's a heart-stopping moment, culminating in the tragic loss of Dr. Coburn, a stark reminder of the lengths these conspirators will go to protect their secrets.
This is where you really feel the weight of the conspiracy, the brutal reality of what's at stake. It's a gut-wrenching loss for Devine, a blow that could easily break him, but instead it fuels his determination to uncover the truth, to ensure Dr. Coburn's death was not in vain.
It's a turning point for Devine, wouldn't you say? The attack, the loss of Dr. Coburn, it pushes him to a whole new level of determination, a kind of relentless pursuit of the truth.
Absolutely. He's no longer just following the trail of breadcrumbs. He's actively hunting those responsible. There's a shift in his demeanor, a steely resolve, fueled by grief and anger. He's willing to question everything and everyone, even his own past and those he once considered allies.
And what about that revelation regarding the funding for Ricketts? To find out that a shadowy government agency is bankrolling this seemingly idyllic town, it adds another layer of intrigue, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
It begs the question, what are they trying to hide? What's their connection to this whole conspiracy?
It's like peeling back the layers of an onion, only to find another onion underneath. It makes you realize that the conspiracy goes far beyond Danny Glass and the RKO charges. This town, Ricketts, is a key part of a much bigger puzzle, and the more Devine digs, the more unsettling the picture becomes.
Then, in a move that throws everyone for a loop,
Mm-hmm.
the RKO case against Glass is suddenly dropped.
Wow.
It leaves you wondering what happened behind closed doors.
Yeah.
What kind of deal was struck, and who ultimately benefited from it.
The dismissal of the case it underscores the immense power of the forces at play. It highlights the corruption that is seeped into the system,
Yeah.
where justice can be manipulated and the truth conveniently swept under the rug. It makes you question who you can really trust and whether true justice can ever be achieved.
And Devine, even though he's no longer officially on the case, he can't just walk away.
Right.
He's made a promise to Betsy, and he's driven by this insatiable need to expose the truth, no matter the cost.
It's a testament to his character, his unwavering sense of duty and commitment to what's right. He could easily wash his hands of the whole thing, but he refuses to let those responsible get away with their crimes.
And that's when Prue Jackson, that wild card she is,
Yeah.
offers a surprising alliance. They both have their own personal vendettas, their own scores to settle, and those goals they seem to align perfectly, at least for the time being.
It's a partnership born out of necessity. A case of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, as they say. But there's this underlying tension. A sense of mistrust that lingers beneath the surface. Can Devine truly rely on Jackson? Or will she ultimately betray him to serve her own agenda? It keeps you guessing right up until the very end.
Their investigation takes them back to Ricketts, and that's when the real shocker hits.
Okay.
The truth about Mercedes King, the seemingly benevolent mayor, it's revealed she's not who she claims to be. She's Ann Cassidy, the same CIA agent who betrayed Prue Jackson years ago.
Talk about a plot twist.
Right.
Suddenly, this seemingly harmless figure is transformed into a cunning, manipulative mastermind. It makes you reevaluate every interaction she's had with Devine, every seemingly innocent comment, and realize just how expertly she's been playing her game all along.
She's been using her position of power to further her own agenda, manipulating everyone around her like pawns in a chess game. And it seems her ultimate goal involves using Danny Glass as a bargaining chip to secure her own freedom, no matter the cost.
It highlights the depths of her ruthlessness, her willingness to sacrifice anyone, even those she claims to care about, to achieve her own aims.
But Devine and Jackson are onto her, and they're closing in fast. Just when you think they're about to corner her, she orchestrates the kidnapping of Betsy. She's willing to use the young girl as leverage, a pawn in her deadly game to force Glass into submission.
This is where the stakes reach their peak. The story becomes a race against time, a desperate scramble to rescue Betsy from the clutches of a woman who has nothing left to lose. It's heart-pounding suspense with every move, every decision carrying immense weight.
And it's not just Devine and Jackson in this fight. Remember, Nate Shore, that loyal comrade from Devine's past.
Yeah.
He returns, ready to stand by his friend, to risk everything to save Betsy. Talk about a reunion forged in fire.
It's a testament to the bonds of brotherhood, the unwavering loyalty that transcends time and circumstance. They're a force to be reckoned with. Two highly trained individuals fueled by a common purpose, a desperate need to bring Betsy home safe.
And together, they launch an all-out assault against 122465. They infiltrate the group's headquarters, taking down their enemies with precision and skill. It's an action-packed sequence. A testament to their training and determination. A battle where the line between life and death blurs with every bullet fired.
But just when you think they've won, that Betsy is safe, Baldacci throws in another twist. Glass is gone, and Cassidy, true to her manipulative nature, has made a deal with the government. She's traded Glass for her own freedom, leaving Devine and Shore reeling from this unexpected betrayal.
It's a harsh reminder that in this world, nothing is certain, that trust is a fragile commodity, and that even those who appear to be on your side can turn against you in a heartbeat.
It sets up a final confrontation, a desperate race to track down Cassidy and Glass before it's too late.
Yeah.
And amidst the chaos, Devine, he uncovers the final piece of the puzzle. A truth that reframes the entire story. Betsy isn't Glass's niece, she's his daughter.
It hits you like a ton of bricks. Suddenly, everything clicks into place. Glass's unwavering determination to protect Betsy, his willingness to risk everything for it all makes sense. He wasn't just being a protective uncle, he was fighting for his child, his own flesh and blood.
And we discovered that those photos Perry Rollins was trying to sell, they were proof of this secret. He was using that knowledge to blackmail Glass, a dangerous game that ultimately cost him his life.
In the end, justice is served, albeit in a messy, imperfect way. Cassidy gets her comeuppance, Devine rescues Betsy, and Glass finally gets to embrace his role as a father. It's a bittersweet victory, a resolution that leaves you with a sense of relief, tinged with a sadness for the lives lost along the way.
It's a powerful reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, even when confronted with darkness and corruption, there's always hope. And that sometimes the truth is worth fighting for, no matter the cost.
Thanks for joining us. Subscribe for more bookish adventures and hit that like button if you enjoyed the ride. Don't forget to share the knowledge, spread the word.